I'm so crazy about the slant squat for young athletes because of how simply it helps you build more ability in the legs and knees. And as someone who ran into pain and then surgery as a teenager, the number one thing I was lacking was enough knee ability relative to the extreme demands of basketball. I first want you to get 20 reps, easy, pain-free. Then progression to single leg is legit even without weights, but that's a big leap from 1 to 2. So think like 2 hands assisting, then 1 hand assisting, and then getting where you don't need the assistance. Distance and load are also valid progressions. So lighter, farther reach is easier, and then heavier, closer to the body is harder. This is not just a band-aid for ankle mobility. I also build excellent ankle mobility with a combination of bent leg calf raises, which scales by how far you reach, and by 2 or 1 leg. So I'm getting strong through that ankle mobility, and then a full split squat puts the leg together with the ankle mobility, and the lower you go, the more challenging it gets. I'm also not just training the front of the legs, but the back of the legs. You can almost always find something to hold the heels, and then by how contracted the glutes are, you change difficulty for almost anyone. So this is easier, harder, 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 pushing with the hands, and then fighting on the way down. And strength and flexibility are not mutually exclusive. 4-way leg swings or kicks make it simple for young people to get and keep flexibility in a way that's also productive for hip strength. Now, if this seems too difficult to start, then you're where I was. My system goes in reverse. So kids are learning this first, then as they get older, they're learning that full split squat, and sometime before graduation, I'm teaching them reverse step up. Whereas for people who have lost it, we can start here. And just like going downhill, what's the slope? How far are your steps downhill? And do you need a walking stick to go downhill? So you never have to work through pain. I never had to work through pain. I was able to do high reps, burning, feeling the muscles working, enjoying myself over weeks, months, years. With this ability, helping this one, where you've got elevation, assistance, again, reps, 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 always enjoying the process. And when this is pain-free and easy, well, then you can usually put that together and enjoy deep squats even if you thought you never would again. Now, what if I just kept taking that higher? Ding, 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 ding. Well, eventually I'd hurt my knees or break my leg, or you keep going high enough, the human body can't even survive. So it would probably be productive if I finished every single video in my entire career by explaining demand versus ability. So my job is helping you learn how to improve your ability without working through pain in the process. But you're still up against these factors. So how you approach a session, not working through pain, what you're doing in life, what demands are you under, and realizing in sports, there can be freak factors that could exceed what any human could handle. But I've lived it. I've been over 10 years without a knee setback. The one significant thing I changed was addressing my ability rather than avoiding it prior, believing no knees over toes, which was a understandable but quick conclusion based on knee over toe being the position where there's pressure on the knees. But by understanding that pressure, that then unlocks what has created thousands upon thousands of knee success stories. And there are many great knee methods, not just mine, but what I showed you happens to be accessible, and that means a lot to me for a few reasons. Number one, I'm volunteer coaching about 100 high school students. So I don't have a choice. I have to be able to set up like at least 10 of something to realistically use it. It's got to be relatively affordable, movable, and something like this you can build. 25-degree angle. Good. Now we're doing some real world math here. If you look at my foot, I want this to be at least long enough for my shoe to be on there. I'm a size 11 shoe, and then this is about 13 inches. So it's giving me some room to stand on it. And then if you look at the width, go ahead and stand and make sure you can at least get like hip width apart. And then you've got traction tape on top. So everything I showed you here is accessible. That being said, this exact board is in the gyms of some of the world's richest athletes. Behind the scenes, I've helped some really famous athletes make breakthroughs for their knees, and it's a beautiful coincidence that I have not seen anything work better than simple tools and body weight and free weights. But I wouldn't even have a choice, so that's just fortunate for us.